Once upon a time, there was a little boy called Howard who loved writing stories.
Little Howard dreamed of being a writer, and so he sat and wrote every night. But everything he wrote was fucking shite, yeah. Wubba-dubba-doo, wubba-dubba-doo. Worst writer in the world, worst writer in the world, worst writer in the world, worst writer in the world. He's a stupid, suck-ass, rubbish writer.
Hello everybody and welcome to the worst writer in the world. My name's Rufus, but the person who really matters is...
The British Comedy Guide. Yay! The best network of greatest podcasts available on the internet.
I was going to say that, but I wouldn't call it a person. I was talking about you.
Oh, me!
I was
Howard
saying
Long,
you're the one
hooray!
that really matters, because you're the one that writes all the great stories.
That's right, I do
You
that.
are the titular worst writer in the world.
People have said similar things about me.
But thanks to the British Comedy Guide for generously hosting us, thanks to you for wonderfully listening to us, and thanks to all our wonderful patrons on Patreon for patronising us so generously as they do. Especially this week's worst plot so far writer in the world, as we're going to start calling them from now on. I don't know why we haven't been doing that, right? This week's worst plot so far writer is Alan Giles.
Hooray!
After finding out that Uncle Josiah has stabbed the family in the back, Chad pleads with William to let him know how he intends to kill Josiah, as he would like to help. William assures Chad that the plan is already in progress and Josiah is dying. The girls return, made up and giggly, and Chad leaves to take Josiah his drink. Lizzie suggests whiskey, but William orders her to never drink from that bottle. We are led to believe because poison. But wait, hasn't Chad been drinking from it?
Oh no!
Josiah bangs again for a second drink, and Lizzie puts one on a tray with a cigar. However, Josiah enters, ready for truffles. Alright, so at the end of last week's episode, Howard, Uncle Josiah came down unexpectedly. He's been upstairs banging on the ceiling, but there he came down. And
Did he bang so hard that the floor fell in?
No, he actually used the stairs.
Okay.
And he came down because he said he thought he heard a party because two people were talking fairly quietly.
Right.
And he's like, oh, that sounds like a party. I'd better go down and have one.
Wasn't someone playing a record, though?
Maybe. I think we cut that, though.
Oh.
So it's... So it's going to sound really odd because it's just Charles and Emily talking rubbish, and occasionally William and Lizzie are there, and then Uncle Josiah turns up and like, oh, that sounds like a party.
Yeah, well, he's mad.
And Uncle Josiah says, no celebration. 'Tis a ginormous pity. That's his opening gambit.
Tis a ginormous.
Tis a ginormous pity.
Ginormous is a real word.
Yeah, sure.
I looked it up.
For I am, you may be somewhat surprised to hear,
Yeah, what?
rather partial to dance.
Oh,
I am rather partial to dance,
but you haven't got legs.
but I like looking at it. I was hoping to come down and see a lot of people with legs dancing, like my old friend Laronye. Oh, he was so good at dancing because he had so many legs, like me.
That is the key to dancing, isn't it? The more legs you've got, the better you are. Because you can't. Because if you can't dance without legs, right, that's proof that having legs means you're good at dancing. So if you've got all the legs, then you're the best dancer.
Yeah. And in the world, in the natural world, who's the best dancers? Millipedes. Fucking hell, they are so good at dancing. Those guys.
There might be a kind of critical mass point where you have too many legs.
So you're saying there is such a thing as too many legs to dance?
Yeah.
And
You'll be
that's
tripping over yourself.
Yeah.
Well, millipedes are probably all right because their bodies are really long, but Laronye is just a regular human. So I mean, if he's got loads of legs, where are they?
Well, he's got all the legs.
Maybe he's got them in a bag or
Yeah,
something.
maybe he does. Maybe he's got all the legs, but he doesn't use them to dance. He's like, of course I've got all the legs, but I don't know how to take them everywhere with me, so I'll leave them at home and just dance with my two regular normal
They're
person
all
legs.
off performing individual duties, aren't they?
Yeah, they're all working for him.
Yeah,
They're his army of legs.
fighting Doc Ock. The other one's having a go at the green goblin.
He's like Ant-Man, but with legs.
Yeah.
Right? So he's like psychically controlling all the... I don't really understand how but I remember in those movies, in the 2 Ant-Man movies, he seemed to be able to control ants, even though he doesn't actually have any superpowers, right?
Yeah.
But he can accept ant control. But he can control ants, and Laronnier can control legs.
Better, much better.
That'd be an amazing superpower, especially if you didn't need to cut them off first, but you did have all these like dismembered legs doing your bidding. But also, when you're fighting your enemy, you can control their
His
legs.
yeah, her legs.
That'd be amazing. Anyone's legs.
Yeah.
And so when someone attacks you, just like suddenly make them run off in the other direction.
Yeah.
That'd be like an amazing farce. But brilliant, because it's like Laronnier going, "Oh, you want to attack me, do you? Oh dear, you are running off over there to France.
Yeah.
Ha 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 ha."
And that's why his dreaded enemy are Daleks.
Yeah. And worms.
Yeah, worms.
Yeah, absolutely. Laronnier's biggest enemy is an earthworm.
Yeah, potatoes.
Also, yeah.
Fucking hates them.
No, not chess.
Yes.
I mean, that would be an amazing power. Power over legs would be extraordinary, because you wouldn't even have to fight your enemies. You just make them walk away. It's just, in order to defeat you, your enemies would have to cut their own legs off.
In order to defeat you.
To defeat you.
Right.
To defeat Laronnier, you have to defeat yourself.
You have to defeat him. Yourself.
No, you have to defeat yourself.
Yourself.
And then hit him with a club. But you have to get to him first, and that's more difficult when you've cut your own feet off. And also, you've got to cut your legs off as well. To defeat Laronnier, you have to de-leg yourself.
Yeah.
That's a great tagline for a movie. To defeat him, they would have to de-leg themselves.
Themselves, yeah, not him, yeah.
Well, yeah, I suppose you'd have to just say, to defeat him, they would have to de-leg.
Yeah.
That's what you'd say, wouldn't you? Because you don't want to give the whole plot away. You want to keep something back. Like the audience is going, what does that mean? What does that mean? Let's go and watch the movie to find out. Yes. Oh, it means cut their own legs off because he's got a psychic power over legs. Bit disappointing, actually. I was hoping for so much more.
Good. So that's line 1 of the speech. What's line 2 of the speech?
Yeah, okay. So, that's what he said. All that is what he said in the first line. Before your dear parents departed, God have much mercy on their souls. These hallowed halls resounded to the bustle of guest.
Yeah, just
To
the one.
Yeah, but he bustled so much.
Hello.
There's such a lot of bustle.
I am your guest.
I've come to bustle at you.
I've come here in my bus.
Do you like my buses? They're gold. I won them in a service station.
Yeah, that's perfectly normal. It's perfectly normal.
Perfectly regular.
Don't say that it isn't.
These hallowed halls resounded to the bustle of guest, the wash of wine, the clink of glass. A full orchestra in the west wing.
A full orchestra for one guest.
Yeah. He must have been a very special guest. I can still, if I think really hard, bring these pictures back into my decaying mind.
Right.
If I think really hard. Yes, I remember.
What can you see, Uncle
I
Josiah?
can see a picture of a very dirty old man. He begins to cough quite badly. Quickly, our Charlie, pour for your uncle a little tipple.
Yeah, I'll sort out your cough.
Yeah, as long as it's not got lots of poison in it. I'm feeling quite ill, and maybe the reason is because the whiskey's got poison in. So give me some more of that poison whiskey, please.
Give me some of that whiskey with the skull and crossbones on it, would you?
Yeah. That's bubbling green.
Yeah, the green whiskey with
Green
the skull and
bubbling
crossbones.
whiskey.
Green bubbling whiskey with skull and crossbones on. That says die Uncle Josiah, die on it.
The one that's like got a mad professor behind it pouring something called poison into it. Yeah, that one, please. I feel I am neglecting my family. I should visit you more often. After all, I only live along the corridor and up the stairs. Spend more time with my nephews and niece. Because the other one's his nephew as well, isn't it? Okay. I could teach you to dance. How would you like that?
Yeah, thank you, Uncle. That'd be lovely. Yeah.
Charlie hands Josiah the drink. Thank you, Master Charles. Josiah removes the straw and pours drink down his throat. Much of the liquid misses his mouth and ends up on his clothing. His clothing dissolves.
That's why he's still alive. Doesn't say that, does it?
No. Funny.
Right, yeah.
That level of poison. Oh, where did my clothes go? Yeah, he's naked. Yeah, you're right. That's why he's still alive, because he can't. He keeps missing.
Well, because his jaw burnt off in the fire. So, like, whenever he pours drink in, it just comes out of holes like in a cartoon.
Absolutely, because the fire shot him.
Shot him.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, maybe they had some guns in the house. I mean, like big houses might have guns on the wall, and someone foolishly left them loaded. Yeah. And then the fire ignited the gunpowder. And unfortunately, they also, not only did they leave them loaded, but they also left them all pointing at Uncle Josiah. Right? And he's all like, I think the house is on fire. Bang, 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 and he's shot. Yeah. And then it's like, that was quite painful. I better have some whiskey to make myself feel better. Drinks the whiskey, pours out of the bullet holes. He's like, this is going to be a problem unless someone poisons the whiskey, in which case it will save my life. All right, so all that is what's going on now. All right. Pours drink down his throat, much of the liquid misses his mouth and ends up on his clothing. He coughs a good deal. 2 aces and 3 kings come out of his mouth.
Okay, yeah.
Time for some poker. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, 2 aces come out. Oh, Professor!
I fear I'm not as agile as I once used to be. There still remains within my step some passing memory. Let me see. He makes his way to the gramophone. Begins to sort through the old records. Of course, your mother, sweet Dorothea. She was a wonderful, nay, immaculate dancer.
Right.
When she took to the floor, all eyes were drawn to the elegance of her step. And because she always danced naked, she'd always get her boobs out first and then start whapping them about the place. I didn't watch, obviously, she was my sister.
She wasn't.
Wasn't she?
Sister-in-law.
Oh, okay, I did watch then, because she was my sister-in-law and it was legal. Yes, so when she took to the floor, all eyes were drawn to the elegance of her step. I danced with her myself on occasion. She was perfect in every way. Samuel was a very lucky man. Pause. I, of course, never married, nor never will now.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Another Howard Long unique phrasing. Nor never will, not now, never.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Go on, I never will know. That's fine, isn't it? Nor never will know.
Nor never will now.
Nor never will know.
Who'd have thought an old, drunken, scar-faced old fool like me, eh? What? Who'd have thought, that he wouldn't get married? That seems like a weird phrase. Like you should be saying, and then I met the girl of my dreams and she loved me. Who'd have thought?
I thought you'd never get married.
Everyone. Yeah, that's what happens in this scene. Everyone in the audience puts their hand.
Yeah.
Us over here, drinking people. Come, Emmy. Come to your Uncle Josiah. Uncle Josiah holds out his hand and Emily very slowly walks towards him to hold it. Charlie urges her on. She reaches him. He puts her arms in dance positions and her feet she places on Josiah's as a child dances with their parent when a child. As a child dances with their parent when a child. As a child dances with their parent when a child.
It's fine.
As soon as Josiah takes his first step, the crackle is replaced by the hypnotic melody of Sleepwalker. And they dance around. Through the song, Charlie sneakily drinks more whiskey and dies. And
Sleepwalker, of course, is the song that I tried to get into Forget Me Not.
Is it?
That was going to turn out would cost more than the entire movie. So Mike just wrote one that sounded a bit like it. It's the one that they danced to at the silent disco.
Oh, okay. As the music comes to an end, the dance winds down. Josiah hugs Emily, who is evidently not over the moon. This is very uncomfortable. He then begins to laugh. You'll make a fine dancer when you grow. Doesn't say it. You're a good dancer, but you're very short. If you grow a bit, you'll be a fine dancer. He holds her chin. Oh, chin, what are you doing? Hang on, just got to pull it off. He's not got one.
Okay,
give me a chin. Give me a chin.
Give it a. Oh, I'm a fool. Give it again.
He holds her chin.
Charlie, give me a leg.
My, you have your mother's eyes. He kisses her forehead, seemingly leaving his lips there for an eternity.
An eternity? Wow.
An eternity.
Seemingly.
Seemingly leaving his lips there for eternity. So, I mean, obviously, it's impossible for humans ever to know that something lasts for an eternity because we won't last for an eternity. So we can only assume that he leaves his lips there until the human race dies out. All right? That's why it seems like an eternity.
It only seems like it. So like 5 seconds.
So you got your mother's eyes. He kisses her forehead for an eternity. Then he begins to cough. It doesn't say he licks her forehead for an eternity. Then he begins to cough. He lets Emily go.
Oh, he's coughing with his mouth on her forehead then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever I've got, you've got it now.
And I've got leg disease. Charlie, young Master Charles. Charlie rushes the decanter to Charlie rushes the Charlie rushes the decanter to How is this a tongue twister?
Yeah.
Charlie rushes the decanter to Josiah.
Charlie rushes the decanter to Josiah. It's difficult.
That to Josiah part is the trouble, isn't it?
Charlie rushes the decanter.
It's because of the changing sounds, isn't it? Charlie rushes the decanter to Josiah. It's like
Charlie rushes the decanter to Josiah. Charlie rushes the decanter to Josiah. Yeah, try it at home, guys.
Go on, try it again. You got to get it right now. I got it in the end.
Charlie rushes the decanter to Josiah.
Yes, nailed it.
If you say Josiah, that's
you need to overly pronounce it, don't you?
If you say
Charlie
Josiah,
rushes the decanter to Josiah.
Josiah, it's
to Josiah. Yeah. Charlie rushes the decanter to Josiah. It's
Yes,
fucking impossible. Yeah, do try it at home. In fact, what we'll do is we'll pause for long enough for you to say it out loud. Now, are you ready, listener? Okay, go. Alright, so in the last section, Uncle Josiah danced with Emily and then drank poisoned whiskey. I fear it is too early of a morning for me to be stood, let alone dancing so. I must go and lie down on my bed. Please excuse my sudden departure, but it's not very sudden, he's sort of yamming on for half a page first. But it is perhaps fitting that I leave in the manner I came, so unexpectedly, and after yamming on for half a page. I shall, of course, endeavour to keep my promise to you and return to you very soon. But for the moment, I must take my leave of you. He exits backwards to the double doors and stands framed in them once more. Through his spluttering, he speaks. Thank you, Emily, dear, for the dance.
You've got blood on your forehead, by the way. Sorry about that.
Yes. I don't know whose blood it is. Josiah suddenly doubles up. He crashes about and stuff.
Good.
Knocks the gramophone. The record plays. Knocks it again. It sticks. Falls to the piano, dying. He bangs out the first 3 chords to Smelly over and over again. What is that? That says like S-M-E-L-L-Y, right? Have a go. See if you can read that amazing Howard Long handwriting.
Josiah suddenly doubles up. He crashes about and stuff. Knocks the gramophone. The record plays. Knocks it again. It sticks. Falls to the piano, dying. He bangs out the first 3 chords to Smelly over and over again. It is bottom.
Well, Smelly, yeah, makes sense.
When the light falls on Tough Guy, he is rammed and plays the song, dies halfway through, all speed as a blah blah.
Yeah, it definitely says all speed as a blah blah at the end. That is actually correct. So, Howard, at the end of Act 1, Uncle Josiah unexpectedly died.
What?
Yeah, he's dead. All right. And now it's time for The Fall of Hemlock Chase, Act 2. The bedroom. Yeah, it's spooky.
Ghosts.
The bedroom of Uncle Josiah. Basically as before, except with a bed. Brilliant. The bed contains the dead body of Josiah.
He is dead.
Yeah, he is. This is, in fact, a dummy.
Oh.
The bed also has a secret entrance. The bed has a secret entrance.
And the famous five come out of it.
So, this is brilliant. The bed also has a
Spoilers,
secret...
this right sounds like spoilers.
It is, yeah. The bed also has a secret entrance, so...
Yeah.
I love the way, in some ways, you just haven't changed since you were like 12. The bed has a secret entrance,
yeah.
so that the real actor can emerge as a spooky ghost. As a spooky ghost.
Yeah.
Not just a ghost, a spooky ghost. You've always used that phrasing.
Yeah,
It's good.
I mean,
Not just a ghost, a spooky ghost.
well, I
okay?
mean, there's nothing spooky about a non-spooky ghost, is there?
But I mean, like, the word spooky kind of means ghostly, right? It's like saying a ghostly ghost. It's good. I love a spooky ghost.
Ghosty
But-
spook.
Yeah. William is here, attempting to contain his happiness.
All right, what, in a jar or something?
So William is here, attempting to contain his happiness. With him is Dr. Mad.
Oh, Dr. Mad.
Dr. Mad, double D. But I mean, you're not going to get that in a. Okay. Dr. Mad. Dr. Mad has been examining Josiah. He's like, he's definitely dead. I've spent half an hour examining him. I've punched him. I've hit him with a rock. He is definitely dead. I've done the rock test, and he failed the rock test, meaning dead. Dr. Mad has been examining Josiah, and so has a stethoscope which he plays with.
And so has a stethoscope.
Yeah.
Have you examined him, Mr. Stethoscope? Thank you very much, Dr. Mad.
Apparently, he has examined him, and he is dead.
Okay, do you want
sorry.
to do skipping now? Or what should you play Monopoly? Oh, play Monopoly, please, Dr. Mad. Okay, I'm just going to play Monopoly with Mr. Stethoscope.
All right, so he seems infinitely more upset than William. That's a lot to ask of an actor.
Yeah.
So, Dr. Mad, you seem, at the moment, you only seem about 300 times more upset than William. Could you make it an infinite? Could you be infinitely more upset?
I mean, William's not upset
no.
at all. So more upset than someone that's not upset. That's the problem. That's why there's this infinite feedback loop of sadness.
All right, he seems infinitely more upset than William. Mad is a colossal homosexual. Right? That is in the stage direction, so presumably he is currently bumming 3 men. All right? Just to prove that he's not just a homosexual, that or he's huge. I mean, the thing is, this is why I've chosen to do Miss Greta Binchleaf, because he's colossal and... Whoa, Greta Binchleaf.
I would have managed. I probably had someone in mind for it.
So Dr. Mad is a colossal homosexual. He appears to be wearing mascara, as all gay men do.
Yeah.
Natural causes, says Dr. Mad. Oh. He was a great man in his time, always helped out in the community, before the fire and the subsequent depression. Indeed, agreed lass. You must have loved him very much. I know we all did. Of course, I do not remember the Josiah that you knew. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. He turned to the devil drink, did he not? A shame. He was always so very holy and pure, quite beautiful.
It's weird how your Camp Greta Binchleaf actually sounds like your Harry H. Corbett impersonation. It's quite impressive, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know why that is. Right? I'm going to try again. Ah, yeah. He turned to the devil drink, did he not? A shame. He was always so very holy and pure, quite beautiful. I'm a gay man, so I like fucking all men. I'm attracted to all men, even old, like melty-faced burn men like this one.
Oh, but he used to be really hot.
Okay, yeah. Quite beautiful.
I mean, not when he was on fire. But I mean, pre that.
No, I mean, it's demonstrably true that Uncle Josiah used to be hot. And now that's why he's melted.
That's why he's melted, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'll give you that. Okay. Oh, he was so hot when he was on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, quite beautiful, immaculate. If I'd realised how poor a state he was in, I might have endeavoured to visit. I never dreamed that our last meeting would be that fateful evening, all those years ago. He was always such a lively, gallant gentleman. Now, here he is, so still. We were best friends once, you know. Once. I didn't know.
Fell out, of course. Some silly disagreement. Stupid. I was so stupid. After that, he simply refused to see me. Insisted on seeing Dr. Gore instead. The amateur. That's right, in this town, there's Dr. Mad or Dr. Gore. That's your only choice. What do you want, Dr. Mad or Dr. Gore? Have you got a Dr. Smith? No. You got Dr. Mad or Dr. Gore? I suppose I'll choose Dr. Mad because he might be mad in a way that doesn't involve stabbing me. Okay, you can have Dr. Mad. By the way, he's mad in a way that involves cutting your head off with an axe.
Oh, shit, Dr. Gore then.
Yeah, Dr. Gore kills you with a knife. Anyway, Dr. Gore. Mad begins to sob. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, well, weep, weep, weep. Blah, blah, blah.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm a foolish old man. Forgive me. I will, of course, arrange for him to be picked up. Begins sobbing again. I never, for a single of God's precious moments, imagined that we would never speak to one another again. I've just said this. I'm just going to say this again, all right?
Why didn't you imagine that?
Because I just never imagined. That's the last line. I just never imagined.
I never see the guy. You know, we fell out ages ago. I haven't seen him for years. But I never imagined I'd never speak to him again.
Yeah, I never imagined that death would happen.
Charlie enters. Hello, are you ready to... Dr. Mad, would you care to borrow my kerchief? Would you care to borrow my kerchief?
What? What do you mean?
I've got my handkerchief. It's my oldie-timey way of saying handkerchief. Yeah.
You said that in the first act,
Did,
didn't you?
yeah.
Oh, bless you, my child. Oh, you remind me of Josiah in his younger years.
Oh, watch out.
So beautiful.
Oh, shit.
Sobs again. Oh, you must think me a foolish oldie man to cry like this.
I mean, it's probably just an accident when you're an oldie man, but you have written oldie man.
You must think me such a foolish oldie man.
No, everybody cries in Coal Town.
That's true.
It's a weird place. I went to the fish and chip shop the other day, and I said, "Can I have some fish chips and tears, please?" And they said, "Yes, that's the only thing we sell because everyone's crying all the time."
In fact, just the tears.
Charlie gives hanky to Mad. It is green. Mad takes it. He holds onto the boy's hand and seems to massage it.
What? Oh, no.
Why are you telling me what colour his handkerchief is? Why is that important?
Oh, it's very important. You find out later.
Charlie gives hanky to Mad. It is green.
Oh, thank you, my little cherub. How oldie are you now? I don't think you knew how to spell the word old. How oldie are you now?
I did. It's a cool way of spelling old.
Oh, we're 15.
We are.
So that's so much for an indeterminate age. No, I'm an indeterminate 15 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he says, we're 15.
Yeah, well, I decided by that point. It was only indeterminate during the first act when I decided.
Actually, no, that was in handwriting, so you probably decided after this point, didn't you?
15? Yes.
Lets Chad's hand go.
Obviously, there'll be chicken at the funeral.
Legs.
I mean, yeah. I mean, the world. Oh, it's fair.
All right. So this is the sequence of thoughts in Dr. Mad's head. Thank you. How old are you?
Yeah.
I'm 15. It's because
I can't fuck you then. Will there be chicken at the funeral?
But is it because of... It's a joke, isn't it? Because there's a name for underage...
Oh, yeah, chicken.
And is it chicks or chickens, right? So it's a gag. It's not just a complete non sequitur.
Because they don't know.
It's a joke. Because you only eat their skin.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, so I guess... That's the joke you're intending. Is like he's looking at Chad going, I'd like to fuck you. How old are you? I'm a homosexual. I fuck all men. How old are you, Chad? I'm 15. Oh, I better not fuck you then. But while I'm thinking of chicken, will there be chicken at the funeral?
Yeah.
And then he says, legs. But also it's weird because you've put a question. Obviously, there'll be chicken at the funeral, question mark, but then legs. No question mark. And then Will says, one would imagine it is rather likely.
Really? I mean, you always get chicken legs at funerals.
Oh, invariably. And also you fuck boys.
at funerals.
Mostly that. That's what I meant personally. Just that last thing.
Just that. Now, did not your letter mention some other pressing business?
No.
Charles races out of the room. Yes, Doctor. On top of this incredible loss to humanity, I'm rather afraid that young Emily has been taken ill. Oh, no. All right, so new exciting character, Dr. Mad, right, has examined Uncle Josiah and come to the conclusion that he is dead. He's a great doctor.
He's good at his job.
And then Willie says Emily has been taken ill.
Oh.
The clock begins to chime. It is 9 o'clock. Charles wheels in Emily. She is on one of those tall trolleys they use for crates and in pubs. Please find out the correct name for this, Billy. Emily is stood in the same position, so she is still frozen in that same position. She just stopped and hasn't moved since the end of Act 1.
Yeah.
Not that we know how long has passed. Maybe it's only been 10 minutes.
Yeah, like 3 years. Indeterminate age 12. They were 12 in the first act.
They were indeterminately 12 and now they're indeterminately 15.
And he didn't die at the end of that either. It's just taken him 3 years to finally die of all that poison because he didn't drink any of it really.
He kept missing. She would appear at first glance to have had quite a shock, and she's a cartoon, right? Because they're the only people who freeze in position when you shock them. So my diagnosis is she's a shocked cartoon. All right, that'll be £50, please. Yeah. I'm a doctor, honest. How long has she been like this? The clock finishes chiming 9. About 3 hours.
Oh, okay.
So it's not been
only
that
3
long.
hours.
It's not been that long, okay.
I should be right. That sounds
Yeah, I
right.
should be fine. Just
She's probably asleep or something. People go to sleep for at least 5 hours a day.
standing up.
Stand up. She's only stood up because she's on one of those trolley things you get from a pub that you put crates and
That they've strapped her on like she's Hannibal Lecter. Yeah, absolutely. Actually, in reality, what happened was she laid after Act 1. She was all like, "I'm quite tired. I'm just going to go and have a lay down." And then Chad seriously overreacted.
Quickly get the mask on. She's trying to eat me. No, I'm not. Get the mask on.
She's fast asleep at this point. He runs off and gets his trolley. Yeah. I see. Do you have any idea what may have brought this on? Anything shocking?
Can you guess?
Yeah, well, Chad says, Uncle Josiah.
Wow.
Of course. She must have been very upset by his death.
I mean, he seems to have had a very specific reaction as well.
He's got a stutter and she's got frozen.
Yeah, at least she's not normal.
She's catatonic and like a normal person. He's got a stutter like a complete weirdo. Of course, she must have been very upset by his death. No, he danced with her. And? This shocked her. So it was the dancing.
Right.
How? Well, he's dead, Charlie. He's dead, Charlie.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Uncle Josiah never comes downstairs. I see. That was a shock. So basically, Uncle Josiah came downstairs. Now she's a statue. Is that normal? Is that normal?
Yeah.
Did she see any Medusas while he was down? Did see any passing women with snakes growing out of their heads, anything like that? No, just a man came downstairs unusually, and now she's a statue. Mysterious. No, he's going to say more. Uncle Josiah never comes downstairs. I see. That was a shock. Then, of course, he danced with her, and then all that blood fell out of his mouth. And then he says, that was quite shocking. So he came downstairs unexpectedly. I thought that was the whole story.
No.
But actually, turns out it gets a lot worse. Because then he danced with her. Oh, fucking hell, that's pretty traumatic. And then all the blood fell out of his mouth.
Yeah. Then those lift doors in his mouth opened and all that blood came spilling out. And then the twins were there. Oh, we're the twins.
And then Jack Nicholson started axing her.
Yeah, yanked my penis off and then I had to become a witch. Really weird.
But that's another story. I'll tell you that one later. Yeah, I will. Yeah. Okay, that was quite shocking. Brilliant line. He used to be such a wonderful dancer. It would shock anyone to see the moves he could pull. That would turn anyone into a statue. His leg moves were amazing.
Yeah.
Thrilling leg moves. Yeah. I remember one time I watched him do the Macarena and I couldn't move for a month.
I looked at his elbow.
It would shock anyone to see the moves he could pull. More so, a sweet, naive child like Amy Lee. Emily.
Oh, right.
Of course. I think what you're demonstrating here is that this is Dr. Mad is not interested in female people. Right? That's what's going on. He's like, oh, let me tell you how wonderful Josiah was, and let me talk about this beautiful 15-year-old boy and Emma Lililo, whatever her fucking stupid name is. I don't care, women, bloody women. Of course, that was back in the 70s. When he took to the floor, all the heads would turn.
All of them?
All of them. In the world, and not just human heads either. All the sheep would turn around, all the cows would turn around. No one knew what was going on, and I'd say, "Oh, it's just Josiah dancing." Chad says, "I think Emily's stomach turned. I don't know about her head though." And Dr. Mad says, "Ah, of course, young Jessica." And then Chad goes, Emily, she's called Emily. Like, you're getting worse. When you said Amy Lee, at least that was kind of phonetically similar. But then you go, oh yeah, Steve. Oh yeah, John. All right, Bartholomew. I'm just fucking with you now, to be honest. That is weird.
No, I think that I would have noticed that was some kind of trope in things. People getting the names a bit wrong, so I would have been making a pointed making it more dumb.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Mad examines Emily all the time, saying and ah. At one point, he turns to Will. And sausages on sticks.
What?
I was always rather fond of sausages. I guess he's picking up a previous conversation, maybe.
Chicken legs. Chicken legs get mentioned in this script, right?
So he says, and sausages on sticks. I was always rather fond of sausages. And Will says...
Does he not like them now? Now that Josiah's dead, he doesn't eat sausages.
I've gone right off sausages since I looked at this dead man.
Yeah, because I'm going to eat that. Have that instead.
Yeah, I've got a new idea.
People on sticks. I was always fond of people on sticks. Cocktail people, I call them.
Have you got any smaller people who are maybe either dead or for some reason can't move?
Yeah, what about Bob over there?
I'm Emily.
What about young sausage over there? What about young sausage?
Bob the sausage.
Not called sausage.
Can I eat her on a stick? Yes, okay, yes. The answer's yes.
Yeah, what about sausage on a stick over there? No, it's not sausage on a stick.
You're really pushing things now. But I'm kind of starting to see what you're doing with this whole getting the name wrong thing. Yeah, I see your end game now. Yes, there wouldn't appear to be anything seriously wrong.
He's dead, isn't he?
We're still...
Okay.
He's
fine, he'll get up. Just give him some pills.
Well, I mean, there doesn't seem to be anything seriously wrong if you don't count death. There's no other problem other than the fact that he's very dead. No, he's still examining Jessica. Sorry, sausage on a stick. I mean Emily. There wouldn't appear to be anything seriously wrong. She's lost the ability to do everything. Surely that's a little bit serious. Time heals, my darling boy. Here, have an injection of time.
Sit close to this clock. The closer you can get to the clock, the better.
I'm going to inject you with my watch.
Yeah. Eat my watch.
So, yes, swallow 3 watches 5 times a day and you'll be fine.
That'd be amazing. Yeah. Time heals. I'll eat these watches. It's like eating them.
Time heals, my darling boy. He is touchy with Charles. Now, do you mean handsy or standoffish?
Handsy, yeah.
You do, right? Yeah. All right. So that's good because I don't have to perform that. I don't have to do it in the voice. Just imagine that. Now, listener, while I say this next line, imagine that I'm touching a boy.
And then if you can't imagine it, then just go to manbycow.com/Rufus touching a boy, and you can have a look.
Don't I've got a job.
Little Howard dreamed of being a writer, and so he sat and wrote every night. But everything he wrote was fucking shite, yeah. Wubba-dubba-doo, worst writer in the world, worst writer in the world. suck-ass rubbish writer.
Thank you for listening to this episode of The Worst Writer in the World. We hope you enjoyed it. Hey, if you did, why not tell someone that you enjoyed it? Why not post on your social media just saying, I enjoyed this, with a little link to the show? That'd be all right, wouldn't it? Or even just the name. That's fine too. If you don't already, you can follow us on all kinds of social media. We have Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, and it's pretty much all
MySpace.
called Man. It's pretty much all called Man by Cow. MANBUYCOW. We've got a YouTube channel where you can watch videos of us tarting around. All right? Also Man by Cow. And if you can't find it, go to manbycow.com, and there's links to all of that stuff as well, right?
Yeah.
If you really, really like this show, if you're like, but I like the show so much that just following it on social media doesn't seem enough.
No.
And that's why I don't do it, right? Because no one does. But I feel like I'd like to give more. I'd like to support this show. I'd like to make sure that it keeps going. I'd like to help you finance it, to give you the encouragement, to make sure you know that people are listening and enjoying it. Well, then you can always patronise us on Patreon by giving us at least $2 a month and then going, oh, you're really good.
Yeah.
Oh, you two, you're really good. Oh, well done, you. All right?
Turning into David Tennant there.
That's how you patronise people, isn't it?
Right. Yeah.
Oh, well done. Oh, did you make a little podcast? Oh, well done. Oh, no, you've done really well. You really worked out how that microphone works well. You're so good at plugging things in.
If you give us $2 a month, you'll see that we know how to operate a video camera as well. Because each one of these episodes has got a brilliant video of our lovely faces.
Yeah, companion videos.
But just imagine it that we are Lizzie from The Fall of Hemlock Chase, right? And we need a leg. We need a leg.
And
Will you be our leg?
We've both got a little paper cup between our boobs, and it's almost empty. Like, a few people have put some coins in, but those farmers don't give much, and you could really cheer us up and add to our leg fund.
That's right, yeah.
By just giving us a couple of dollars.
We really are her. We want your support and your money.
And we're also basically strippers. You give us money. You give us money, we'll do what you want.
I mean, there's some pretty nude stuff online of it, probably.
Pretty nudie stuff, yeah. And it does make us very happy every time someone joins, just to know there's someone out there listening and liking it. Check it out by going to manbycow.com/free, where you can find the free samples and also look at what you would get if you did choose to sign up. And don't forget, if you do, you'll make me and Howard very, very happy. Thanks for listening to the show, everybody. We'll be back next week with the final episode of The Fall of Hemlock Chase and instructions on how you can help us end the story.
Oh my God.
Bye-bye, Milk.
Goodbye, Mel.
He's a stupid, suck-ass rubbish writer. Yeah.